If we consider the American political perspective, where there are only bipartisan elections for Congress, Senate, and President, the analogy described above is appropriate with the reform of the European system of government. You can cast a fleeting glance at American and European political dinosaurs. For many generations, false archetypes of democracy have been intensively programmed into the public subconscious, beginning with family upbringing, from school, from university, in the academic environment, and in mass media propaganda. Paranoid mantras such as the separation of the judiciary, legislative, and executive powers are evidence of so-called democracy. Multi-party elections and coalitions in government, this is proof of so-called democracy. In fact, this simply points to the competition of several mafia clans for access to power. Hence the endless intrigues, provocations, and mutual sabotage, as well as the lack of responsibility for the malicious and malignant activities of the authorities. Further, it is simply embarrassing to continue to believe that in America and Europe there is viable freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of private enterprise, freedom of movement in the form of political meetings, marches, rallies. Considering the global events that began on March 15, 2020, in all countries of the world, where state bureaucracy demonstrated convincingly how easily it can usurp power, easily organize a sluggish coup d'etat, can easily organize a total disinformation campaign, and aggressively suppress scientific, professional, and personal dissent, give way to illegal violence against the physical human body and a civilized way of life. The ruling state bureaucracy of all countries of the world was unprecedentedly corrupt on the one hand, and on the other subjected to blackmail by the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. A unique combination of interests. Some are making huge profits, others are testing global control, and others, for whom it is a matter of life and death, are succeeding in elections thanks to mass absentee voting by mail. The first problem is the law enforcement technology in America and Europe. The police, special services, army are in essence the security service of state bureaucracy and are in direct, blind subordination to them. The insanity is established by law. The staff of law enforcement agencies is formed on the basis of loyalty to any arbitrary government policy. In these agencies, the legal consciousness of the employees, and even more so, the guidance to action based on the Constitution, is not welcome. Their salaries, social benefits, and careers depend on those who issue criminal decrees for them. So they are loyal to the authorities and not to the democratic law. Therefore, the civilized part of society in America and Europe is powerless to resist in any way the progressing authoritarianism and totalitarianism, and they are utterly helpless to hold the authorities accountable for criminal offenses committed deliberately. It is unfathomable that at the dawn of the third millennium, there is such a level of social degradation in all countries of the world that allows political ghouls and vampires to have enough electoral support to easily gain power today. Psychology of American and European government officials. Imitating the performance of one's official duties. A manic preoccupation with improving the technology of corruption. A manic preoccupation with improving extortion techniques. A manic escalation of the bureaucracy. A maniacal exploitation of the state and municipal orders.